Barbies, I love you so much. It's time to start taking the advice and the love you give your friends, okay? I am here to teach you that. We are going to slow down, have some you time, chill. I have 3 piles. Everything is bookmarked. I am so happy to have you here and feel even better about you taking time for yourself. Before I get into anything and show you the piles, like I said, everything is bookmarked. I love to give what I call a little magical girl pep talk. And all I want to remind you today is that your truth is louder than any information you take in. Louder than anything else. Use your discernment. Remember who you are. Remember what your reality is and what values you hold close to yourself. I love you so very much. We are going to get into it and I am going to show you your piles, okay? But trust your own word and trust your own experience and take everything else as stimuli and hints and suggestions, okay? But we are going to get into everything. I am using the Pride Tarot. Happy Pride. We are rounding out the month, but I used all my rainbow decks. Pile 1 is going to be with the citrine moon, my little tiny citrine moon. Today I have the beautiful goddess Venus and also Archie Mike around me. I have for my second pile this beautiful little rose quartz star. All right. And I also have a beautiful little heart carving of rose aura quartz. Don't overthink it. All my readings are very self-love oriented. Choose whatever feels right for you. Go to a pile. Hopefully I have a message for you, but settle in, get comfy. I love you so much, and I will see you there. Hello there, beautiful Barbies of pile 1. Time to take the advice and the love your friends give you and project it back onto yourself. This pick a card is going to be about how you can nurture yourself in the same way you would love and nurture best friends. We are going to get into your tarot cards, but today I used some beautiful, lovely rainbow ones. I want you to think of this as self-care and carving out some time for you, carving out some time to emotionally process for you. We are going to get into things. This first card is from the Prism Tarot, and for you, pile 1ers, I shuffled out the Moon card. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Which I think is so cutesy because you also picked a citrine moon. For your tarot cards from the Queer Tarot, we have 3. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Cups. And we also have the Knight of Swords. So, how this shows up, where you can nurture yourself the same way you would a friend, is I think you very frequently remind your friends that they're not out of time, that they don't need to know everything about every single situation. Granted, with the 9 of Cups here, I think that is part of a grander world view you have for yourself and the way you navigate life. But I think sometimes you struggle with honoring yourself, the kindness and the capacity, and do I deserve a fresh start? You always do. I am not a God bootlicker. I am not a Jesus bootlicker. Something I will say to you though is I do believe that whatever created us, even if it's just matter and science, that we evolved from, I think we have free will for a reason, and that's really cool. We built entire civilizations off of it. You are allowed to change your mind, pursue as many things as you like, as long as you live your life that has room for self-care and maintenance and meeting your needs as well. You are allowed to expand, and if you are in any situations that offer you security, but you feel as though press limitations on you, or make you feel as though you have to stay in them, or, well, this person is nice enough, but like they don't really let me have my own time. I will say this energy with Pisces here, the Knight of Swords, and citrine has very air or earth moon energy to it. That would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Sorry. But I really do feel here that there is just this, they can have the open-mindedness, but not me. And I think that's because sometimes you want to have certain things in your life that almost feel contradictory, because when you've gotten those things, you're like, I'm not ready for this. This is limiting me in a way I don't like. Maybe you just haven't found the right person, or maybe you just haven't found the right job. And it's okay if in between you do things like be a barista, or it's okay if in between, if you love spicy time, you use the apps and find people you kind of like. Some people may not approve of your choices. That is why it's so important there's open communication between anybody we interact with and anybody we spend real impactful time with, and things like that. But please extend the same love to yourself, and the same expansiveness, and the same forgiveness and open-mindedness you offer others to yourself. I think that sometimes your guilt for not being what somebody else needs becomes internalized as a shortcoming of you, or a I'm not right for anybody from you, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. To me, with citrine, I think you need to be tooting your horn loud. I think you need to be playing your saxophone loud, okay? You are allowed to have your own emotional processes, your own wants, and your own values throughout your life, as long as they are respectful and communicative to others, and as long as they feel like a true expression to you, and as long as they are safe for your mind and body, okay? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Living a life that's different from others has nothing wrong with it. It's just living a life that's different from others. What else do I see here if I stop yapping? Like I said, mutable energy. So you are somebody comfortable with change. Or you are somebody, maybe if not comfortable with change, comfortable with recognizing when there needs to be a change. Because some people become so comfortable and enveloped in their lifestyles, because they're like, well, like, good enough, that like they stay in one stationary place in their life and don't expand. And I promise, even if you feel like you're always making choices, you will land on something, because keep on throwing things at the wall and you are guaranteed to find something that sticks, something that lands and makes sense for the life you want to live. As long as you know you want a final destination, and you want a place where you settle down, and you want a place where you commit to something, you will find it. It's a process of figuring out what works, and you don't need to guilt yourself because somebody else desperately wanted to work, or somebody who's perfect on paper showed up in your life. It doesn't mean it's a match for you. It can just mean, I admire certain things about this place. I admire certain things about this person. You will find them in something else that is better suited to you, I promise. I am not a subscriber to the what I find ridiculous belief that there is one person in the world for everybody. Absolutely not. You will meet many people throughout your life you share deep compatibility with, attraction to, and desire for. And it's really just about making a choice that is fulfilling for you and feels right for you with somebody that feels good in your nervous system and everything, or something that feels good in your nervous system and everything. With the Ace of Pentacles here, it tells me you don't settle for less, because if something makes you uncomfortable, I think you think about sustainability. Does this work for me? And I think you tell all these things to your friends and don't offer that to yourself. You are allowed to have indecision and days where you're not sure what you're doing, as long as you're getting by and building something for yourself. Here with the moon is always about mystery, deception, and a time without clarity, or something that gives us brain fog. It's okay, frog. It's okay to not have a clear vision consistently of things that are happening. I think as long as you are living your life in a way that feels authentic and sustainable and correct for you and your needs and your emotional state and what makes you happy. Knight of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. You live authentically. Even when your decisions look impulsive to others or feel impulsive to you, you live your life authentically. Granted, I think communication skills could be worked on here. But at the same time, I do feel you have this regard for other people, because if something isn't working for you and it isn't working for something else, you know that's your cue to go. This is extremely beautiful though, and I really just think you punish yourself for the way you emotionally navigate things, and you punish yourself for not landing in one place that looks perfect on paper. The reason that thing didn't last is because it wasn't meant for you, and it was not sustainable for you and your needs. And I know it feels like an uncomfortable, sticky situation, but you deserve the love and the understanding and the expansion room you give to other people for yourself. You deserve those things in equal measure. But I adore you so much. These cowboy boots make me think of your ability to separate yourself and your courage about your authenticity, and your bravery in letting go. But I hope you can slow down and be kinder to yourself. But you did with me, and I love you so very much, pile one. I really hope this felt insightful, this felt healing, this felt gentle. You feel loved and held. I adore you so very much. I post pick a cards every Saturday, and Get Ready with Me is where I teach you about tarot every Tuesday. I love you so much. Thank you for giving me your hearts. I adore you. I will see you next time. Comment, say hi. I don't bite. I want to hear from you. I love you. Thank you for being here, and bye, Barbie. Hello there, beautiful Barbies of Pile 2. You are in the right corner of Barbie Land if you chose my little rose quartz star carving, okay? Time to start offering yourself the same grace and love that you give your friends, okay? I'm going to clock your tea, tell you where you can be more compassionate with yourself, because it's giving hypocrisy and it's giving being mean to yourself. We are going to turn that around right here, right now. And that starts with you getting comfortable, okay? I'm going to show you all of your cards, which are rainbow, because we are rounding out Pride Month. This is from the Prism Tarot, and for you, for this pull, I pulled the Five of Pentacles. All right? And then for the bulk of your cards, they are from the Queer Tarot. So I am going to show you these as well. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Strength card, very cool. And the Nine of Swords. So how this reads to me is I think you are all very strong, beautiful, resilient people, but I do think maybe a consistent struggle for you here with the Five of Pentacles is your mental health, which happens to the best of us, the most intelligent of us, the most insightful and artistic of us. But it is a struggle. This is not a spiritual channel on YouTube where I am Delulu and I am going to tell you SSRIs, lower your vibration, or going to tell you, oh, but like, if you do this, no, it's part of the human condition. We are matter. We are organic matter. We have struggles. Our brains are organic matter, and there is no shame in it. Granted, here, I think, come on, I think the space you can be kinder to yourself and the grace you can offer to yourself that you offer all of your friends is grace for your mental health issues. And also, I think you don't let any of your friends fall into despair, and you encourage your friends to work on their mental health. So why don't you offer maintenance to yours? I think for some of you on paper, you're going to be on medication and you're going to be doing things that manage your mental illness. But here with the Ten of Swords and the Strength card, I think it might be exhausting for you to uphold maintenance for this stuff sometimes. And that's fine, because a mental illness is a war in your brain you did not ask for. Okay? And with Strength and the Knight of Swords here, I think you forget sometimes that sometimes thoughts are just visitors. Thoughts are not truth. Thoughts are not gospel. But I think you look for answers outside of yourself when really all you need to do is integrate it and say, I have this. This is how I manage it. This is what I do. I know that fresh neural pathways can be so very annoying to program, but I want to tell you that that practice is something you deserve, and that practice is something you deserve to put time into to better your mind and take care of it better. And it's okay to fall off the horse, and it's okay to go through struggles with it, and it's okay for things to not be perfect, because it is a long-term thing for some people, right? But I do think you can offer yourself grace and tell yourself, hey, I don't have to hold myself to the same standards somebody not carrying as heavy of struggles holds themselves to. It's okay for me to have a low mental health day and baby myself on those days. It's okay for me to be doing really, really well and still be keeping up with maintenance and my therapy appointments and the CBT exercises I have and everything. With the Five of Pentacles, there's nothing to feel shame around here for, and I also don't think it's anything you should neglect, okay? If going means that you are skipping out on the care that you need, the valuable care you need, or the conversations with yourself, I want you to do that. Something that you are self-aware of that is not good for your mental health, I want you to take out so you can be happier and relieve yourself a bit. These things can be really, really hard to live with, and they can be tough to live with, but so are you. So are you. You are also tough. With the Strength card here and the Ten of Swords, like I said, I think it can feel defeating. But with the Nine of Swords here, I want you to know it's not because anything is inherently wrong. And I think so many of your worries are just worries. I think so many of your worries are just your brain. Please try not to take them as truth. If something unpleasant hits you in the middle of the day when you were fine and crafting or playing a sport or something before, you are fine. Okay? You are fine. I will say lots of swords here. I think you know how to manage your stuff, and I think just the practice of it can be so exhausting. But it's not because anything's wrong with you. It's not because you'll never be happy. It's because your brain has an imbalance. And that is something that you can live a fulfilling life with, okay? The Five of Pentacles is about lack, and usually it is about, usually the depiction is two people walking in a church, walking around a church that's lit up outside in the snow. And that sometimes can make us feel trapped or unhappy, like we're a prisoner in our own mind. But I think so much of this is just peeling back the layers and knowing when something is an issue that needs to be dealt with and knowing when it's not. I do think it's very interesting that we have the 10 and the 9 of Swords here too, because it might be cyclical for you. Because mental illness it goes up and down based off of the stimuli we have in our lives and what's going on and if we are fueling ourselves with the right stuff. But it's a persistent struggle for you that you can carry and you can manage in healthy ways with the Strength card showing up here. You don't need to change. There's no other shoe that's going to drop. There's nothing to tremble and be scared of. You are capable of managing your mental health and doing what it is you do. And it's okay to tell other people about it too. Or at least have friends who are informed on these struggles you have. The people that you have shared your struggles with are people it's safe to share with and people who care. I think with so much green here in these cards too, I think you people, my pile tours, have very, very big hearts. And I think with all this Swords energy, probably very emotionally intelligent. Dumb yourself down on the days where things seem really, really heavy and really, really hard, okay? Because with the emotional intelligence you have, life can be painful. I love you so very much. What is it that brings you joy? What is it that smooths out the wrinkles in your brain? Hang on to them and hold it tight and let it make you happy. Okay, because Strength card here is, to me, so often is so much about coping mechanisms and reaffirming that we are healing, even when things feel up and down. And the Five of Pentacles is just about, I feel trapped, this is happening. But I think the grace you offer your friends that you can offer yourself is just getting back on par with these things when you feel them fall off and taking care and holding your heart gently and keeping space for the things that light you up, that fill your life with joy. Okay? Maybe you could invest in rose quartz if you want, but I feel like some of you may just need to hang out and watch the cartoons you loved when you were little. But pile 2, I love you so very much. This is a beautiful reading. You are so strong, so tough, but so soft and so beautiful all at once. I love you so very much, and I hope your heart felt held and this felt tender and resonated and felt good. Comment below. I don't bite and I want to hear from you. Say hi to me, please. I don't bite. I love you so very much. I post these pick-a-cards on Saturdays and Get Ready With Me is where I teach you about tarot on Tuesdays. My name is Courtney. I love you so very much, Barbie. Go do something that brings you joy, like right now. I love you, and I will see you again soon. Bye, Barbie. Beautiful Barbies of pile 3 who picked out this beautiful pink rose aura quartz heart. This is going to be your reading on me clocking your tea and where you can be kinder to yourself in the same way you are to your friends, okay? Because the hypocrisy needs to stop. You need to start being nice to yourself, please. But part of that is you getting comfy while I show you your cards, okay? We are still going with rainbow ones because we're rounding out Pride Month. I love you so much. You are safe here. You are wanted here. You are loved here. Starting with the Prism Tarot, we have the Two of Wands, Diva Behavior, love to see it. And we also have the Death card. Okay, so immediately this reads to me as optimism that you bring to your friends. I also have 3 tarot cards from the Queer Tarot. These are going to be the bulk of your reading, the meat of your reading, okay? We have the Page of Swords, slay. I'm more zenned out than I was in the other piles because I just ate dinner and got like sustenance. We also have the 10 of Wands. And we also have the Ace of Cups. Gorgeous, beautiful. I do feel the need to tell you, pile 3, that while I am reading on this, I have Archie Mike and the beautiful goddess Venus around me. But to get into your reading, I really think that where you can nurture yourself in the same way you do your friends is with self-forgiveness and allowing yourself change, allowing yourself to make mistakes and figure things out. This is kind of similar to pile 2, but with the Page of Swords here, your energy almost feels more isolated. Because I feel like you guys might be more intense people than pile 2ers. There may be a message there for you, there may be not. And maybe you're like, I'm not intense, but like, I definitely think like you hold yourself to harsh standards because I really, really think that you are somebody who likes to like, I don't know, you like to have a plan for your life and make sure like you're not putting your energy into things that are like nonsensical, and make sure you're not putting your energy into things that will bear no fruit for you. And that can be a little cutthroat to others. I also think, and I was feeling this yesterday, that you are some people who are like very, very mindful of change. And I don't think you look back so much as you're like, should I have handled that better? Could I have handled that better? Could I have done this better? The thing is, you can't change how you acted in the past. You can only change how you move through conflict similar to it and how you move through difficult energies like that in your present and in your future, okay? That's your opportunity for change. So not necessarily locked in, but like we're not Doctor Who. We don't have TARDISes. We're not from Gallifrey. We can't travel and go and do that. I just totally exposed myself. I was a sci-fi nerd in high school. But with the Two of Wands and the Death card here, I think there's just an honoring of your mistakes, because I really, really think you help your friends honor their mistakes or honor the moments in your friend's life where like they could have handled a situation with more grace. What if you or like maybe sometimes you're like, was this the right choice? And maybe you don't spend too long on it, but I do think that is a persistent thing that comes up for you. Maybe not on one consistent thing where you're like, oh, like I got rid of this person in my life and like maybe I shouldn't have. I think it comes up as were all these other prior choices right? And things like that. And the thing is, it doesn't matter if it was the right choice or if it wasn't, because it's over, right? There's no changing it. What you can be in control of is, I will make a beautiful life for myself anyway. I will make a beautiful life for myself no matter what. I feel like that is the best mantra you can give yourselves, pile 3ers. What else? Because that is what keeps you receptive to honoring your mistakes and not being like, oh, I screwed up everything forever, I'll still live a beautiful life. Leaves you open to more new opportunities. And I feel like if you are people who experience hermit mode and like you kind of like accept it as part of yourself, I don't know if hermit mode is supposed to be part of your default settings. I think maybe you did that because you felt shame or because you felt like, oh, maybe I did do this wrong. I'm not proud of how I handled this, and I'm also not proud of how big of the emotions it stirred up in me. You are not meant to live in hermit modes. Like, if you're friendless right now, or like if you have something going on, you're not meant to be like that. Just because something didn't work well for you doesn't mean there aren't other cool people out there, and I think you know that, but I think you need to hear it. And I think you need to have it reaffirmed, because maybe it's something you say to yourself to comfort yourself, but maybe you don't really believe it. You're not meant to live in hermit mode. You're not meant to only have one friend. You're not meant to sit in the corner by yourself. Social connection is part of our biology. It's part of how we've survived this long as a species, all of that. With the Two of Wands and Death here, I think sometimes you deny yourself opportunities because you exist so far in your head and only think about your past experiences, and like you can honor your mistakes, but like you aren't being fully present if you are only moving from like the freeze state of like the last trauma you had, or like the last time like you had to separate yourself from something. You're not living in the present, you're living in a freeze state. And I think what you would tell your friends is, hey, there's more opportunity out there. Hey, maybe you did this thing and maybe it was shitty and maybe you feel bad about it, but do it anyway. Do it anyway. Put yourself out there anyway. Because like holding yourself to the same standard or holding yourself to harsher standards than before is not fair to you. Love is never wasted. Connection is never wasted. And you have nothing to feel guilty for. Especially not if it's going to keep you stuck and keep you from changing and exploring other things in your life. Because with the Death card here, I think you hold on to your experiences even if you're like, I honored my experiences, I honored my guilt, I did this, I honored this. Honoring the feelings and processing them are actually not the same thing, not in my book. Processing them is saying, okay, processing means to fully take in something, to fully have proper intake on something. And I think to fully process something is to be like, okay, it happened. Here I still am. Here I still am wanting to make a beautiful life for myself. And I think you tell that to your friends and you tell them evolution is beautiful and to continue doing that. And I think you walk and talk it to some degree, but I think there's some things you still don't tell anybody. Because you're not a god, you're not perfect, you're human, and we look back. We do things, we look back. But I feel like if you separate friendship into one chapter of your life, and if you separate career into one chapter of your life, you're not living a full life. You should have all those things and they should just evolve. But I don't know, I want you to have a more open mind on yourself, pile 3, I think is, and like the kaleidoscope of your experience. Ooh, it sounds cheesy, but it's exactly what feels right. But I do love you so, so, so very much, pile 3ers. Pile 3ers. And I love you so very much. This is a gorgeous reading. Just slow down because the Page of Swords is very fast. Stop compartmentalizing your feelings and start moving through them. But I love you so, so, so very much, pile 3. I hope you felt, I hope being with me felt tender. I hope you were able to relax and listen. I hope you felt present and at peace. I love you so, so, so very much. I post these pick a cards on Saturday and Get Ready With Me's where I teach you about tarot on Tuesdays. I adore you. My name is Courtney. Thank you for coming to my little psychic corner of Barbie Land. Comment, say hi, I don't bite. I will see you next time. I love you, Barbie. Bye-bye.